Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Alchemist here. The connection was cut again. Um, it's been happening a lot recently, and I'm not sure why it's happening. I apologize for this. Like my last live cut also, and I split it into two parts, and it's happening again. I changed my internet connection just now, and hopefully it's not gonna happen again. But I do apologize if for the live cutting like this. Um, I have actually two. I have two. It just Hi Sylvia. Yeah, the my internet connection keeps cutting. It started happening these days, and it's really weird because it didn't really happen like this before. I'm not sure what's going on, but I have two internet connections, so I switched to another connection right now, and I'm gonna continue what I was talking about. But this happened exactly in my last live. I don't know why the connection keeps cutting. I hope it's not gonna cut. I hope it's not gonna cut again because so yeah. So if you guys can't see me or can't hear me, or if you guys can if you guys if there's because earlier it just cut and I kept talking, but then I realized that I was offline. So if you guys can hear me, please, I would really appreciate if you can just tell me in the chat that you can hear me and see me properly, and then I can continue with the live. Bellamy Rose, YouTube knows you're going to make us too powerful. This happened in the last live too. It's like I was doing cut halfway through, and this didn't happen before. Like I've done many lives before, and it's just really it's weird. It's kind of spooky. So I hope I'm not under some sort of attack or something, you know. But anyway, I don't care. I'm just gonna keep doing. If the live is gonna require 3 parts or 4 parts or 5 parts, I'm gonna do them until I'm done the live. I don't care, you know. So thank you, Inowich. Okay, so you guys can hear me and see me. So yeah, so to continue where I left off. So basically, going inwards is the key. Is the key to connecting with your spirits, with your demons, with your guardian spirit or guardian demons. It's always going inward. You're not gonna find that in some sort of retreat, or you're not gonna find it in an ayahuasca retreat, or like some sort of retreat, and you go and you think you're gonna connect with your demon there. You're not. It's always when you're by yourself. That's when you make the connection with your spiritual guides, with your past life reincarnations, with who you truly are. It always comes in the hermit phase. In the hermit phase, that's why there's a major arcana called the hermit. That's what every major arcana has a specific meaning. That's the meaning of the hermit card. And that's why it has in numerology number 9, which means that you're at the end of the cycle, that cycle that's gonna take you from the caterpillar to the butterfly. So the hermit phase is the cocoon phase. And again, if you guys have any question, don't hesitate to write it down. That's what I'm here for. I do these lives because I want to answer your questions, and I want to share with you everything I know, and vice versa. And that's how we can grow the community. So feel free to ask as many questions as you want. If you have questions, this is the time to ask them, you know. So that's totally fine. Yeah. Bellamy Rose, mine cut out. Yeah, the internet cut right when you were asking that question, and I was answering it, and then it cut, and it was really weird. Yeah. So basically, I was saying that's hermit. When you hermit, that's when you find the answers. That's when you connect to your spirits. That's when you connect to your demons. That's when you know who you are. That's when you embrace your power. I remember when I spent few years hermiting and just like focusing on myself. I just when I came out, if you will, if that's the right word to use, when I came out as Seth Alchemist, it was just like I felt this power, and I felt unstoppable, unshakable. I stopped caring about what other people say, what other people think of me. I stopped caring what my family thinks of me. When I met my family, I went to them and I said, "This is how I am. This is how I look. This is what I do. If you don't like it, deal with it." And that's it. I'm not gonna do what you want me to do just so you think that I conform to the norms of society. So I faced everyone with the way I am. And I'm like, if no one likes that, then I don't care. Then I really don't care. Even if my best friend, even if my partner, even if my own mother and father don't like how I am with who the new version of me, the after the alchemical transformation, if they don't like that, it's their problem. It's their problem. I don't care. So, and actually, what's very interesting is that the moment you show yourself with your strength, with your darkness, with who you are, people start respecting you even more. People give you more respect than before. They actually, even the way they talk to you change, the way they behave with you change. They start leaving you alone. They start approaching you with a certain kind of, they're always like, okay, you can sense that. You can sense that people start giving you more respect because they see that you know who you are, you've embraced your darkness, you're doing what you came here to do. What's there not to respect? That's the most form of respect that anyone can give you is for that, not to respect you just because you have money or success. The most respect is given to you is when you know who you are and you show it to the world with confidence. You face the whole planet and you tell everyone, this is who I am, period. And I don't care what anyone thinks of me. That's when people respect you the most. And that's why when you start practicing and doing your craft, is it astrology, is it tarot, is it doing rituals, people actually know that you're the real deal because you know who you are. No one is going to buy a tarot reader from someone who doesn't know they're a tarot reader. You know how many people there's on social media, on every platform, on YouTube, on TikTok, and they claim to be tarot readers. And then you go to their page. And then, for example, on TikTok, there's so many people who do tarot readings and then they claim to be tarot reader. And then you go on their page and all they do is dancing and they're doing dances. They're dancing. But then but then they say on their bio, it says tarot reader, or it says like a witch. And then they completely talk about something else or something totally different. You have to live who you are. You have to eat it. You have to breathe it. You have to drink it. You have to talk about it all the time. It's like you can go to a doctor. Doesn't say they're a doctor for no reason. They say a doctor because they do what they claim to be. So it's the same for this field. If you're a tarot reader, show me you're a tarot reader. Don't speak about that you are a tarot reader. Show me that you are a tarot reader. What does your social media say? What does your daily life say? Do you carry tarot with you everywhere? Do you charge for your tarot readings? Do you have a professional tarot reading platform that offers tarot readings for people? Do you charge for that? Are you doing that professionally? Are you going to go to a doctor who's going to operate on you if he's just like a behind the scenes kind of doctor who's just like deals surgeries, like, yo, you want a surgery? I can do one for you. That's not what I do, but I can do one for you go to a doctor who's professional, who's like, that's what they do. It's the same for tarot reading. It's the same for astrology. It's the same for rituals. You go to people who show you what they do, not just claim to do something. And that's with also knowing who you are. You have to show it to yourself, to the world, and to the universe. You can't say that, for example, I'm going to take the case of astrology. You can't say I'm an astrologer, but then you're nothing you do shows astrology. Nothing. You don't talk about it. You don't show it. You don't practice it. So you have to reflect what you love, what you claim to be. And that's also part of knowing who you are. And that's why even the way I dress is kind of different from mainstream, because it reflects what I am. It reflects what I am. I'm stared at all the time when I go out. I'm always stared at. Always. Because of the jewelry I wear as a man, as a guy. Because guys don't wear this. I'm aware of it. You think I'm not dumb. I'm not stupid. I know that this is not what not what men are supposed to wear, but I do, because it's who I am. and I don't give a crap about what others think. I don't care. And that I don't care only happened when I was hermiting. That's when it happened. So the moment you're still in your social circle, the moment you're gonna the more you stay there, the more you're gonna be what you are, as in like the more you don't change, you're gonna stay the way you are. So in order to know who you truly are, really, really, really seek some time for yourself, just for yourself. And then you will start knowing who you truly are. You will start knowing it, you know? Um, I hear V, thank you. Thank you for your comments. Uh, Avi, how do we find out who are our demons? So there's different ways. You can either, for example, there's you can do it by yourself or through a practitioner. You can either get a reading from a practitioner, and that practitioner is going to tell you who your demons are. I myself have a reading at selfalchemist.com that does that. Or you can do it by yourself if you're confident enough through different mediums. For example, if you want to use tarot to find out who your demon is, the occult tarot deck is a very good tool, because the occult tarot deck uses the lesser key of Solomon demons that are already mentioned in the Ars Goetia, and it puts it nicely for you in one deck that's called the occult tarot deck. I have a YouTube video that reviews the occult tarot deck. You can watch it. You can get that deck and for yourself pull few cards and see what are the demons that comes out. And those are the demons that are around you at that moment, or the ones that you can summon for help or for guidance. That's one way to find out. Another way to find out is to see synchronicities. Synchronicities. What are the names of the demons that come your way most of the time? When you're, I don't know, when in your daily life, when you're walking, when you're talking to people, on social media, on readings online, on YouTube, what's the name of the demon that keeps coming up often? Something that you keep hearing all the time. Is it Asmodeus? Is it Lucifer? Is it, Astaroth? Is it the Beelzebub? Is it like Belial, Baal, and so on and so forth? Is it Shax? Is it, Stolas? Is it, what keeps coming? What keeps coming very often to you? And then use your intuition. If there's few names that comes often to you, that means those are the guardian demons that want to connect with you, or the ones that you can use in your practice. And you can, if you want to know one specific one, you can ask tarot. You can use your tarot deck and ask a yes or no question. Is Lucifer my guardian demon? And you see what the tarot cards are going to give you as an answer. But that can also be done through a practitioner, such as myself, as I said earlier. And another way is using a Ouija board. You can use a Ouija board and ask for the name of your guardian demon. Write it down using the Ouija board. You can know the name of your guardian demon. Another way is using a pendulum. You can, again, see what are the demons that resonate with you, that you think are always with you. Write them down on a piece of paper and use a pendulum and see where the pendulum is gonna go, because the spirit or the demon is gonna put the pendulum in that specific name, and that's how you know. And another way is actually my favorite one, and that way you don't have to do anything for it, because that's when the demon contacts you. That's rare. It happened to me before. And it's rare. Just to let you know, it doesn't happen to everyone. And usually this entity or demon that contacts you, they don't look like the demons from history or from the Ars Goetia, the Lesser Key of Solomon. They don't look like that. They look completely different. They look like something that you've never seen before, like very strong, powerful, supernatural beings. And they will contact you in your meditation, in your dreams, or just when, it's gonna come to you. They contact you. It's almost like they choose you. They choose to guide you and protect you. So there's many ways. There's many ways to finding out who that demon or daimon is. There's different ways, but feel free to use the one that speaks to you the most. So that's the answer to the question. Bellamy Rose, thank you. Yeah, it's just the energy is just about. At the end of the day, it's that match is very important. As you know, that's actually a very good point that you brought up. People really think that the physical reality doesn't matter. Listen, the physical realm, what you touch and feel. I can feel these cards on my skin. What you touch and feel is as important as what you don't see. The realm of the spirit, the realm of the unseen. It's as important. 50-50. Alchemy revolves around that. Alchemy revolves around the concept of embodying the spirit within the physical. As above, so below. As below, so above. It's written in the Emerald Tablet of Hermes Trismegistus. They're identical. So to Bellamy's point, if they don't match, that means there's something off. If the spiritual and the physical don't match, it means you're not there yet. It means you still don't know who you are. For example, if you're a witch and you claim to be a witch, but your physical reality doesn't reflect it, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna believe you. I'm not. And vice versa exists too. There are people who will do the physical. They will go into hours of preparation to look like a witch, but when they start talking, I can tell right away that this is not a witch. This is obviously just a cosplay. Then it becomes a cosplay. Then it's not a witch. So that matching is very important. And many other, like what I witness most of the time, what I see is a lot of people on social media claiming to be witches or occultists or practitioners. And they're like, I'm a witch and this and that. And then they're dressed up like a 9-to-5er. Like, what a turn off. They're dressed up like they're gonna go to an office, or they're dressed up like they're going to serve coffee at a coffee shop, like a barista or something. I'm not looking down on these jobs, but show what you are, what you claim to be through your physique. Show it. So many people out there online claim to be, I'm a medium and I can see spirit. Why are you dressed up like you're gonna do accounting? Why are you dressed up like you're about to go count numbers? Like, why don't you reflect? If you're a seer, why? Come on, like, seriously, like you can be creative a little bit. We're humans. This mind is given to us to be creative, And that, for me, that's already a turn off. If someone claims they're a medium or they're a witch and they're dressing up like a 9-to-5er, I am not buying a reading from them. I'm not. I'm just not. To me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But vice versa exists too. As I mentioned, there are people who are gonna look the part. They're gonna do all they can to look the part. But the moment they start talking, you're like then I just click away right away. I just click away because I'm like, okay, this is So that match is very important for knowing who you are. That's a really good point. That I'm grateful you brought it up. That's a very good point for knowing who you are. And actually, that transition is gonna happen gradually for me too. When I was hermiting, that's when that transition happened. I remember I was in. I was in Bali. I was in Bali because I started traveling around the world. One of the places I was in Bali, and I started wearing these sarongs. If you go see some of my Bali videos, I talk about that. I started wearing these sarongs, and these sarongs are literally like, they can be seen as skirts, but long, not short, like long skirts. They can literally be seen not a skirt, but it's like a huge piece of cloth, and you put it around you, like how, many ancient civilizations used to dress like that. The Egyptians, the Mesopotamians, but in Bali, that still exists for guys, and I fell in love with that. So I started wearing it. In Bali, I started wearing these sarongs. I started putting these cloths around me like this, and I was walking in the street like I'm the only non-Balinesian guy. I'm the only non-Balinesian guy who's wearing a sarong. And I even went above and beyond. I started wearing sarongs of different colors, of different shapes, of different designs that even the Balinesian men weren't wearing. Like it could be a sarong for a woman, and if I like the shape and the form and the color and it speaks to me, I'll wear it. And I put it around me, and that's how I go out in the street. Of course, because it's hot. It's hot, so the weather allows for that kind of clothing. But that's when my transition started. Even I remember, even I started thinking of myself crazy. Like I go out with that, and sometimes even myself, I'm like, am I going nuts here? What am I wearing? But it came naturally. I wasn't trying hard. I wasn't trying. Like these jewelry I'm wearing, it's natural to me. It's not. I'm not like, for me it comes natural. I don't even think about it. I don't think about it just comes naturally because it's who you are. So whoever you are, the physical is gonna match naturally. It's gonna be effortless to look a certain way. You're not gonna even think about it. It's just gonna come to you. And again, the universe is gonna guide you to look what you're supposed to look. But yeah, that's a really good point for finding out who you truly are, um, especially in the esoteric field. I mean, it's I'm sure you guys know what I'm trying to say, but here, Bellamy Rose, Azazel came to me during shadow work once. He said that he was so proud of me doing it, and I even felt wings wrapped around me. I was coming out of my I said, yeah, like if Azazel showed up to you and came to you during your practice, then that's amazing. It means that's your guardian demon. That's how you know. And then you can use Azazel for your practice. You can use for rituals, for invocation. This is how it works. That's a good example. So there's many different ways, but that's one of the ways to know if that spirit or that demon is there to for you. Yeah, like there's a couple other points here that I want to mention, and again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to write them down. If not, I'm gonna continue with the live. There is one. So basically what I mentioned is what you can do to find out yourself, but then there's this one last thing that I'm gonna mention here, and that I think it's probably one of the most important things, and I'm gonna say it right now. This is basically the holy grail of knowing who you are, and this is something that not many people talk about. If anything, I've never heard anyone talking about it, but I'm gonna share it with you today. This is the holy grail of who you are. Which actually asked a question which is kind of, which is very, this is a good synchronistic moment. So what I'm gonna talk about will answer which's question. How did you know that you are a dark mage? So how did I know? After hermiting, after doing the work, after doing the practice, after delving into this realm, how I found out who I am, and this is the most crucial part, is that I decided it for myself. Now, that's going to be controversial with it might sound controversial with what I just said, but it's not. It's actually the last missing piece of the puzzle that most people don't understand. At the end of the work, at the end of the journey, you have to decide what you are. It's you. You decided. I decided that I'm a dark mage when my work was done. The hermiting work was done. I stood up and I declared that I'm Seth Alchemist, the dark mage, the alchemist, and that's who I am. And the rest was history. You have to decide it for yourself. Because this in this realm, there's so much confusion. There's so much information. There's so much practice. Some people might tell you, oh, you're a witch. Some people might tell you you're a psychic. Some people might tell you you're a medium. And then you're going to be, torn apart between what everyone is trying to tell you. But at the end of the day, you tell yourself what you are based on your work, based on your research, based on what you've been guided to do. Then one day will come when you will decide what you are, because that's how you show the universe and the world that you are the real deal. Because I didn't wait for someone to tell me that I'm this or that I'm that. I said it for myself. I chose to be what I am. And that kind of expands to defying destiny. So here I'm gonna start talking like an initiate. This is stuff only initiates get to hear. An initiate is basically a person that's only here the secrets and the wisdom that's not meant for normal people. Defying destiny is when you tell creation and the universe that I'm not gonna do that. You want me to do that, but I want to do that. That's what I want. That's defying destiny. And that is the hardest path. That's the path that I chose. That's actually the hardest path. That's much harder than sticking to a normal life. Because your destiny could be my destiny. I'm going to tell you what my destiny was if I didn't do this. My destiny was to keep my corporate job, climb the corporate ladder, become a like a chief something director, make tons of money, get married, probably have kids, 2 or 3 or 4, live in a fancy house and place and fancy car, and live as normal as possible, and die when I turn 75, between 75 to 80. Some disease is gonna come. It's gonna kill my soul. Some kind of disease comes, and then I die. That's my destiny. That's the destiny that was for me. It's an easy path. Things are very easy. You go, you do something, you get the money, you eat, and then you rinse and repeat every day. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. You do it every day. You do it and do it and do it and do it. But here I am. I came one day, and with this research, with everything I'm doing, and I said to destiny, no, I refuse. I refuse to do that. I choose free will. I choose to carve my own path. I'm carving it in the unknown. It's not written in the Akashic records. It's not written. I'm writing it myself right now. Doing this live with you is part of carving my path. So it's going to be written in the Akasha. So it's going to be written in the stars. So it's going to be written in the netherworld, because it doesn't exist. And this path is the hardest path. It's the path that comes with struggle, that comes with losing your identity, with losing your family, losing your friends, losing who you are, not knowing who you are for a long period of time, because you chose to carve your path. And that's the closest path to transcendence, to becoming godlike. I'm telling you, this is initiate information. So, meaning that when you don't choose to do what just was written for you in destiny already, and that's why in palmistry, and Ina, which is an amazing palm reader, right hand palm represents destiny, left hand palm represents free will, or what you choose to carve by yourself. I know some people do it maybe differently, but in palmistry, this thing exists, but if you get a reading with someone that does palmistry, can tell you, okay, this was your destiny, this is your free will, but in your free will there's 10 possibilities. Why? Because they haven't been constructed yet. They haven't been carved yet. They haven't been built yet, because it's your free will. So, Seth, are you going to choose to be a dark mage? Are you going to choose to be a tarot reader? Are you going to choose to be an alchemist? For me, I'm like, I'm going to be all of them. I'm going to be everything. But I'm going to call myself Seth Alchemist. That's what I'm going to call myself. And the unknown path is going to be carved from scratch, because my goal is to become godlike. My goal is to transcend this whole thing. That's the goal. So the moment you defy destiny, of course you're going to be lost. That's why you need to hermit. And of course, the missing piece of the puzzle to knowing who you are is to decide it for yourself. Because you can study everything. Of course, you have to do what you're good at. Whatever you're good at, for example, if you're better at astrology than tarot, you can do tarot, but you're better at astrology, go for astrology. If you're better at tarot, if you practice tarot and you feel like you're more comfortable with tarot than astrology, then do tarot. Of course, you have these kind of like nuances that you have to deal with. But then at the end of the day, you're going to be, when you choose to carve your own path, when you choose free will, when you defy destiny and say, I'm not going to do what you gave me, then the whole ocean of the spirit realm opens up for you. So what are you going to choose? Everything everything is there, everything. So it's up to you at the end to define and choose what you are and who you are. It's you who choose it for yourself. Because along my hermit journey, I studied and read and practiced so many occult practices, like everything. I did everything. Even the new age stuff, I did it. I did everything. I even used to, and once I thought I was a light worker. Which was that, but that was kind of, it's okay. It was part of the path. It was part of the path I was supposed to take to get where I am today. But I did meditation, I did yoga, I did like all of these new age practices, all of them. And then occult practices, I did them all. It's because when you're like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm choosing free will. I'm carving my own path. Then, well, good luck. But then when you get to decide what you are, well, then you're the real deal. You're badass. Then you're the real deal. Because you're defying creation. You're telling creation basically, F you. No, you wrote this for me. No. I want to do what I want to do. But it's also how your mind works. My mind works like this. I'm stubborn by nature. I'm skeptical by nature. And I have this kind of criteria that help me defy the universe. I'm like, no. And that's why you hear, like, if you hear any successful, let's say, businessmen or maybe celebrities too, or just these people who are successful by human standards, like they're super wealthy, they make huge amounts of success. They're very, if you check their lives, even in history, if you check their lives and what they did, like, for example, the life of Nikola Tesla, right? The life of Leonardo da Vinci, the life even of Jesus Christ. If you see these people, it would have probably been very easy for them to do just one thing their whole life. But because they chose to defy destiny and carve a new path for themselves, they went through crazy stuff. When you read the history of the people who became influential in the history of humanity, these people, the lives they had to do, like they had to go through some stuff, The Buddha himself, Siddhartha, who became the Gautama Buddha. If you read the story of Siddhartha, he was a prince. Siddhartha, who's basically the Buddha, the Gautama Buddha, was a prince. He grew up in a castle, and when he became 17 or 18, he said, I don't want this. Can you imagine being born as a prince, and then in your teenagehood you're like, he ran away from the castle without any money, without anything. He gave up what destiny gave him in order to become the Buddha who influenced the history of human beings. He said no to royalty. Can you imagine saying no to royalty? You see, can you imagine saying no to a castle, to everything provided to you every day until the last day of your life, and you say no to it? You say, I want to go travel the world and become a samana. And I think the samana concept is basically when you're a monk, you become a monk, and then you travel the world, and food is just given to you by strangers. So Buddha, Siddhartha, his name, was a badass. I have respect for him. He was such a badass because he gave up royalty to become the Buddha. So carving your own path and defying destiny is what makes you the master. It's what makes you the magician. And the choice is yours. So the last cherry on top, or the last piece of the puzzle to knowing who you are, is when you claim it for yourself, when you choose it by yourself, when you declare, I am this, and this is what I choose to do instead of the destiny that was given to me. So I hope that makes sense for you. I'm going to read the comments and see here if there's any questions, and maybe close the session after I answer the question. Azazel, Danny, Azazel is a fallen angel and not a demon. It is a demon, because if you go and check my other videos, this is it's funny, this misconception between demons and fallen angels and this religious bullcrap that's fed by religious people, and people believe it so much. Fallen angels, demons, it's all the same thing. Go check my other videos where I talk about the history of where demons are from. I keep saying it over and over and over. Demons, in Greek, demon is the English word for the Greek word daemon. Daemon or daimon was ancient Greek for the word divinity, supernatural divinity. To your information, Danny, and keep this in mind, listen, archangels and demons and fallen angels, they're all daimons. All of them are demons, even the archangels. But religious people that wrote religions separated them into groups. The demons and the angels and the fallen angels and this or that, they're all the same thing. This is twists of history that was purposefully changed to control humans. And the control can be obviously seen even in the chat room. It's seen, that control. People are believing so hard in these concepts. Demons, archangels, daimons, they're all the same supernatural divinities, but they were clashing with each other. They were having a war. They clashed. That's why these fallen angels, the so-called fallen angels, they rebelled against the God and his angels, but they're all the same thing. They're all angels, they're all demons, they're all the gods that the Hindus talk about, that the Buddhists talk about, that the Mesopotamians talk about, the Anunnaki, even them in Mesoamerica, the Mayans, the Aztecs, in the Yucatan. Everyone talks about the same thing. They're all demons. That's what they are. They're all daimons. They're all archangels. To say, no, it's a fallen angel, this or that, that perpetuates confusion, the confusion that these religions have created for hundreds of years. We don't want to perpetuate this confusion. We want to end it here. These are all supernatural deities that came on earth at first. They were all same rank. Archangel, demon, all the same. They were all the same. And they clashed. They clashed with each other. Humans clash. They clashed. They were in war with each other, and they were separated into two groups, religions. It's Christianity, it's Judaism. that decided to call one archangel and the other demons. That's how it happened. So I hope I will not have to repeat this information, because wow, I think I like, no matter how much I say this, I think I'm just gonna give up on repeating myself about this information, because no matter how much you try to explain to people the origin of, use your mind, do your research, read history books, see where this stuff comes from, instead of hearing it from someone that said it somewhere just because they said it. As like, no, demons are this, or demons are that, or demons are, well, yeah, demons, the religion says demons are this and that and they're bad. No, the archangels are the bad ones. Who said archangels are bad, are not bad? Who said that? They're just two separate groups. They were in war. It's like saying when the Nazis were against the United Americans, or the Nazis were against the Russians. It's two different groups that were clashing. They were fighting. That's it. That's all there is to it. So yes, they are all demons. And they are demons, and demon is just a word. It comes from Greek daimon. Look it up. Read books. Make yourself more cultured. Make yourself more cultured. Learn about the world. Get out of the bubble. Get out of the tiny bubble that everyone, that bubble that they put you in. It's time to get out of it, So I hope I'm not going to have to repeat this information over and over and over like a broken record. So here, let's see if there's any other. Let's see here if there's any. Stormy, you'll have to explain this 2,000 times. No one checks history. Yes, Stormy, like, come on, like, you know this, right? Like, I remember. It's like I make videos about it and I say it over and over and over and over and over, and then I still see people say, "Well, but then, hey, again, at the end of the day, this shows me how, wow, religion, the thing that people call religion." These people throughout the centuries, they did a good job of brainwashing. Wow, like they get a congratulation from me, they get a kudos from me. Like, I'm clapping for them. Wow, they did. Wow, they really succeeded in like, wow, the brainwashing of humanity. Whew. Wow, what a success. They really succeeded. They succeeded in brainwashing the crap out of humanity. And you get people like me or some others who try to come and actually share history and what really happened in history. And then it's kind of like it doesn't really work, because this thing has been going on for hundreds of years, and our parents believe in this, and our great parents believe in this, and our great grandparents also believe in this. So it's kind of hard to remove this programming. This indoctrination is in people, so like they blindly believe in it. So, because the reason why I want to even tell people that they're all the same thing, because why? I'm going to tell you why. It's not because I'm trying to prove that I'm right. I'm trying to say it because humans deserve to know what happened. Humans deserve to know the truth. They deserve to know what really happened in the past. That's why I'm talking about this. It's not to say that this is this or this is that. Oh, like, I'm the demons, I'm the fallen angels. It's just like humans deserve to know where they come from, who created them, and what really happened in ancient history. It's these people who wrote these religious groups, and specifically the monotheistic religions, not to mention that other religions are also not guilty. Any religion basically is guilty of twisting information, but specifically these three monotheistic religions, they did a fantastic job in indoctrinating humanity with information they wanted to spread so they can control humans. And humans, it's time for them to know the truth. I want humans to know the real history that happened, not what's written in the book. of this or that because it's claimed that it's the book of God. It's not the book of God. It's the book of a human being. It's not the book of God. It's not. It's the book of a human being who wrote it to control other human beings. And I'm gonna share more information about this, about the origin of humanity, why we were created, who created us, why were we here, why were the religions even here to begin with? Because if we if we try to kind of tell the world that no, these religions wrote this and wrote that and wrote this and wrote that, it's, you know what I feel like? I like Jesus. I like Buddha, Siddhartha. I like Muhammad. I like all of these other, I think these are amazing sages. I call them sages. They came on earth to basically do what I'm trying to do here, to tell people, hey, you can build your own life. You can be a good human. Stop fighting. Stop killing. Stop the wars. You're the same human being. Why are you doing this to yourself? That's what these sages were trying to say. And after they die, all of what they were trying to say is taken by a group of human beings and twisted and changed to control other humans. It's unbelievable. It's almost like the more you try, the more these sages in ancient history, the more they tried to fix humanity towards a better path, the more that kind of just fired back at them. Well, Jesus died. He didn't just die. He was the poor guy. He was tortured. So what are we going to do after he dies? Let's write a religion that segregates people and that segregates angels and demons. Let's write it and say everything so humans can hate each other. And the same for every other religion that was written in a book. That's what religions do. So the work that these sages came to do, it's almost like it's in vain. It's in vain if we keep still talking, religion said this, religion said that. Let's do our own research. Do your own research. Read the history books. See what you can find for yourself. I'm not gonna, if you just say, oh, I read the Bible or I read the Torah and it said this and that, then no, then the information is very biased. But if you're religious, if you're like my faith is Christianity, then you shouldn't even be on my channel. If you believe that your faith is Islam or Judaism, then you shouldn't even watch my content. You should watch other religious channels. That's what you should do. And I don't care. Because my content is not for everyone. It's for the open-minded people who are ready to hear this information. So if you're like, no, because I get attacked many times, like, oh no, but God said this and that, and then I'm like, why are you even watching my content? Go watch Christian content. Go watch, go watch religious content. Why are you watching my content? My content is for the people who are willing to know who they are, because this is the purpose of this episode. It's how to find out who you are, not to believe in what some book has written before by other humans. Maybe you are smarter than these other humans who wrote this book, but you choose to believe in a book that was written by a less smarter person than you. So remember to always keep in mind that you have the choice. You have the choice to decide who you are and carve your own path. Carve your own path by yourself. And the last missing ingredient, to finding out who you truly are, is to decide it for yourself, because you are, at the end of the day, defying destiny, defying God, whatever this God is. Thank you guys for joining. I hope this helped. I hope this live helped. And you can rewatch in my channel, both parts, part 1 and part 2. And I'm gonna keep doing more lives and address more subjects so we can grow the community and talk about these subjects. There's so much more to be shared, and it's time to share it. It's 2022. And I hope you have an amazing time. Thank you very much. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you.